All right, what's up, boys? Welcome to Inside Scoop episode 94. So, lo and behold, to us, we didn't know that actually Steve was uploading all of our stuff and counting it as our podcast. So, we've kind of climbed from, I think, what we left off around like the 60s, and we're now in the 90s. So, it was kind of a bit of a surprise. But either way, the podcast is still rolling, which is nice because this was obviously one of my favorite things to do every week. I love to sit back, chill out, talk about the latest news, games, whatever we've been up and reviewing, like you name it, man. I just want to sit, chill out, and talk games. That's what I've always wanted to do, and that's one of the reasons, obviously, why we do the TV show. But on top of that, I got you fucking guys with me now, so what's happening, boys? How's your week been? You guys been busy or what?
Busy week.
Oh yeah, it feels like a busy week, which is weird.
Oh, man.
It's good to have a busy week right now, though.
Dude, I'm always busy. That's never seems to slow down. So I don't know. There's always more and more to cover, right? And lately, we've had a lot of new stuff too, which is obviously pretty cool. And then next gen's just around the corner, so there's a lot of stuff coming in on that. And oh man, pretty exciting things.
Yeah.
But Scott,
I can't wait.
Oh yeah, for sure. Scott, you always start us off with what's new for games for next week. So why don't you kick things off?
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've done one of these. I think we had a kind of mini list before, but for the week of May 4th, John Wick Hex is coming out on PS4 May 5th. We've done a review on that, so check the channel for a full look at that game.
Yeah.
Someday You'll Return on PC May 5th. Upcoming review. Also, check our new episodes.
Yeah. Review is actually launching on Monday for that one.
Yes, we'll have that one out soon. Trackmania for PC May 5th. War Tile Hell's Nightmare DLC is coming to the PC, PS4, and Xbox May 5th. Arborea PC May 7th. That's another one we checked out just now. I think it's on the next week's episode, right?
Yeah, it's on next week's episode, but it is live as well on our YouTube channel if you want to check that out.
We have a full look at that one too. Or a partial look. We got an early access look at that game.
Yeah, we do.
Then we have Fledgling Heroes on the Switch, May 7th. Lonely Mountains Downhill on the Switch, May 7th. And Wavy the Rocket on PC, May 7th.
Yeah. So an interesting week. We'll see. Anything stand out?
Arborea, you guys like that one.
We did. It's tough. The roguelite series kind of genre thing that keeps kind of popping around, sticking around. Not one of my fortes, but it was definitely, this one's an interesting take, especially on the fact that you were actually a troll and you're going under the ground and stuff like that. Man, honestly, just check out our preview. It was really cool. I enjoyed the game.
Yeah, it was an interesting one for sure.
Besides that, I played War Tile actually on PC a long time ago. That one wasn't bad. Trackmania coming to
John Wick.
John Wick Hex. I had a good time with that one. That was like it was a strategic what's the word? Like almost a tactics game, but just a little bit different, a little bit quicker. With a time window too.
Corey wasn't feeling that one, eh? That's the thing.
Yeah,
Corey wasn't feeling it.
I think we had a mix on it. Yeah, when you were thinking John Wick, it didn't come across as a John Wick game. Which is the biggest thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. But we did get some exciting news this week, and something I've been looking forward to, and rumors that we've had in talks for a while was Assassin's Creed getting a Viking setting, and not yesterday, but the day before, we were teased by an artist who did a unique painting for Assassin's Creed to tease us all day long what was coming out, and it was in fact Assassin's Creed Valhalla coming out this holiday season. The next step for Assassin's Creed. Now this is the team behind Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Origins. So honestly, probably some of my favorite Assassin's Creed games in a long time. And I want to take a quick look. When did Odyssey launch? Was it a year ago or 2 years ago? Do we know?
I want to
2018.
I want to say it was 2 years ago. Yeah, because I think it took some time after that. They stopped for a little while.
I'm pretty sure.
October 5th, 2018.
Yeah.
Okay, so because
we're due for one. We're due for an Assassin's Creed. 2 years is a good wait.
That's
1 year is
generally
a crapshoot, and that's what they were doing for a while, and it burned them.
when they cranked it up too much.
Well, that was the problem. They were getting iteration after iteration after iteration,
Like,
year in and year out.
Revelations.
Exactly.
3, and then it was Black Flag. It was just like bang, 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 and then Unity, and then they're like,
and Rogue. Everybody missed Rogue because it just came out in between them two.
Yeah, only on 360, and it was
the coolest one.
Yeah, it was definitely a unique take in getting just bombarded. It was kind of, honestly, it kind of felt like, but they've also held on. But the Call of Duty series, year after year, kind of keeps coming out and keeps getting bigger as they keep iterating. So I don't know if Assassin's Creed, I don't think they've overstayed their welcome quite yet. But I still feel like I'm playing Odyssey in a sense, because while I have, not too long ago, just been playing Odyssey, checking out some of the DLC, but that's more or less on me just kind of lingering around within the Assassin's Creed world. But this one now steps us into the hand of Ivor. So I've heard a couple different pronunciations of this. I heard Eivor as I watched one of the developers say Eivor himself. Okay. So, and then I've heard Ivor as well. Unique either way, but we'll be taking on the role of a male or female protagonist. You have the choosing, kind of like you did with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the ability to go with either character. I went with Cassandra, like I typically do in most of my games. Take that female protagonist side. And we'll see how that goes here. But the dude in the Assassin's Creed Valhalla release was, honestly, he looks pretty badass. What do you guys think of the trailer? We obviously did a live react to it as well.
Oh, it was sweet, man. It got me pretty stoked, especially the ending. I didn't see that coming, so
yeah, it was cool actually. When we watched it the second time, you could actually see the one frame that he did actually throw the hand up. Yeah. I noticed that the second time around, but not the first. That was very careful. But no, that was really cool. He looks like a For Honor character, so I knew Nate was going to be into that.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He does. He looks really cool. Basically, what's going on this time around is that you're setting out and you're. So I mentioned to you guys that there's raids, and then it's not raids in the fact of like doing a raid in Destiny or the Division. It's you're out raiding villages and things like that to kind of overtake and then make your own home base. Which cool. To go out and have to farm in Assassin's Creed is one of my favorite things to do. Like, it sounds weird, but I want to say it was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood that you went out and you did little missions and stuff, but then you got to upgrade all of your like little shops and areas and stuff like that. Oh my god, I spent so much time doing all that, and I loved every single minute of it. And I kind of get that sense of that feeling coming back here with Valhalla, the ability to go out and upgrade your settlement. I'm all for that stuff, man. And then of course you get to customize your character too, which is always one of my favorite things to always do. So definitely looking forward to that. That is coming. So here's another little thing. So of course they're gonna have different tiers and stuff, and they've got a statue of the female protagonist on the edge of the ship on their boat, their longboat, and it's $250. Oh man, as a collector, that one's I'm like, whew, that one's a little deep. That's a steep price, but that's where they've all been lately. They've been at that high price point, but it's cool. It looks really cool. But they've also announced, so it's coming to Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC, Stadia, launch title for Xbox Series X, and the PlayStation 5. And the Assassin's Creed Valhalla leverages the smart deliver technology. Buy the game once and play it on either the Xbox One or the Xbox Series X, when both the console and that version of Assassin's Creed Valhalla are available. That's a buy one time only kind of thing, right? That's kind of got the what's Microsoft call that? The play anywhere.
What do we call it?
It's the play anywhere thing, right? Where you buy it on their game on their platform, and then you can still play it on PC. So, if, for instance, you can play Sea of Thieves right now. If you buy Sea of Thieves, you're able to play that on PC as well. It's one of those play anywhere titles.
5 was maybe the latest big one, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So now they're taking that little side of things, that little favoritism kind of, I don't want to say favoritism, but you know what I mean? That little smart maneuver, smart delivery, I guess they're calling this one. But they're allowing you to buy it once and then when you get the new console, you can still play it on the better console.
That's definitely value because
oh my
just
god,
get more people to buy it right away. So I think they want to count their money ahead of time.
Yeah,
for that console release. So they'd rather you just buy.
It's called smart delivery. I had to look it up.
Yeah, I just said it was smart delivery. They call it smart delivery technology.
Yeah. Okay.
Were you not listening to me, Nate?
No, because you kept calling it something else, and I was like, "That's not what it's called."
No, I just read the whole paragraph off. Either way, it's I think it's a smart move for Xbox moving forward. I wonder if Sony's gonna have something similar moving, because you're starting to see everything now come with a streaming favoritism to it, right? So they want to captivate their audience on their platform. You want to be able to take it on the go. Like, you want to be able to constantly. The best part is, if you buy it once, that's all you need. Like, how many times I bought GTA 5 on PS3, my PS4, my Xbox One. Like, holy crap! How many times do I buy that? How many times do people buy Super Mario? You know what I mean? Like, you're constantly buying the same game over and over and over again. I thought this was kind of cool. Oh, you think other titles are gonna do the same?
You just made me think about that. How many iterations have they made of Mario 3?
Yeah.
Well, exactly, right?
Well, like, it's already confirmed Cyberpunk is doing that, so.
Yep. For Xbox, right? Nothing said about PlayStation.
PlayStation's not doing that.
You don't think so?
No.
That's
They would have already said that. They 100% would have said that, because they would have capitalized on that. Because Xbox is like, "Hey, we're doing this." PlayStation will be like, "Oh, we're doing this too. Don't worry."
That's true.
They're not doing it. They're 100% not. They'll have some sort of backwards compat, but you won't get the free upgraded version on PlayStation 5. That's not going to happen. They don't have a smart delivery service.
Have they mentioned
talked
anything
about it?
Have they said anything about this Assassin's Creed specifically about PS5, PS4, other than it will appear on both? But I guess it's up to the PlayStation to.
Yeah, so they haven't announced anything as far as that smart delivery technology other than Xbox, right? It was right.
That's what I'm saying. PlayStation's not doing it. They would have already capitalized on being like, yo, we're doing it too. Don't worry, guys. Buy your PlayStation 5 so you can get AC and Cyberpunk on both your PS4 and 5 for the same price. They would have said that 100%.
Oh man, that's gonna be now they can go ahead and say this game.
Well, now they have shortage on consoles, and you're not getting as much money, what you're paying into. It's kind of I don't know. They should do something like that, absolutely, but I don't know if their hardware is capable. Maybe.
Oh man, I wouldn't doubt it. I'm sure it is capable. I just wonder if they haven't just announced it yet, and Ubisoft's not allowed to say, "Oh, we're also doing this on PlayStation." You know what I mean? Because right now
that seems like a weird
thing, but I don't see that.
That's a Sony thing,
PlayStation would wait on that. That's such a silly thing to wait on.
Well, because
no benefit.
They haven't announced, dude. Honestly, they haven't really announced much, though, right? Other than the DualSense controller, we haven't really got a lot of information besides that GDC speak.
Yeah,
that we had on the.
And they didn't mention anything about smart delivery in it.
No, they didn't. They didn't at all. So yeah, maybe they just don't.
I don't know. See what you're saying. Maybe they'll wait, but I think that's like a 1 in 50
If they do
chance.
that, they weren't waiting. They scrambled to do it.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know.
PlayStation's been sitting on their high chair for a little too long.
Possibly, right? This might knock them down a notch or two. I don't know, because they have obviously won this generation
beyond well. They're going to do well. I'm not saying that, but maybe not upon launch. Maybe Xbox might actually have a chance on taking at least launch day sales.
Yeah. Also, and both platforms or both consoles are looking to launch this fall, right? So it's not like, because in previous years we've had one launch 6 months before the other kind of thing. So
that's true. Well,
one's not getting a head start.
PS3?
Yes. Even with this, didn't the PS4 and Xbox One launch on?
They were like a 2 or 3 weeks, maybe at most.
Right.
It wasn't like a big difference. I can't remember exactly though. Now that you say that.
This generation though, it was Xbox's price point versus the PlayStation price point. That's what got them.
Yeah.
But, which is still something we've yet to hash out.
Oh yeah. Well, either way, Scott, why don't you lead us into the summer?
All right, so there is the Summer Game Fest, which normally brings fans to a season of breaking news, in-game events, and free playable content. Is designed from the ground up as its first of its kind all-digital consumer celebration. Okay, so this is bringing that kind of an idea to the digital front as a big sale of sorts. Summerfest is a multi-month global festival that highlights video games, the world's leading form of entertainment. It will run from May to August this year and feature updates for fans from the following game publishers and platforms, and then it goes on to list a bunch of developers. I'm just going to read some of the highlights here. We have 2K, Activision, Bandai, Namco, Bethesda, Bungie, CD Projekt Red, Square Enix, Riot Games,
Blizzard,
Sony, Blizzard. Oh yeah, there's
everybody and anybody, really.
Just about everybody, yeah.
Pretty much.
Xbox?
Well, it says additional
Microsoft
will be set to announce in the coming weeks as well. So this is not a complete list.
No, it's not a complete list, but we're getting more details on Microsoft because their Inside Xbox next week is actually going to have some games we're going to be playing on the Xbox Series X. So we'll be doing a live event on that one, covering that. Yeah,
Assassin's Creed. We get to see it.
Yes, we do get to see gameplay on the Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which will be nice. Scott, keep reading because you'll be interested to see who is doing this.
Yes,
new vision.
This is the curator of Summer Games Fest is Geoff Keighley. Mm-hmm. So this is his production, I guess, put together to highlight a lot of games. This is kind of in the wake of no E3, I imagine, and he's voiced his displeasure with E3 and such kind of festivals before. So this is that move to the online space. It is Steam, Xbox, all other platforms will offer fans access to playable, limited time demonstrations, trials of select game content. Specific game content and timing will vary by platform, but the summer edition will Steam Game Festival will run from June 9th to 14th.
Yep.
So yeah, it seems like they're each taking their turns, different windows involved in that, but for those 4 months they're running they're running a lot of
and then wrapping it up on August 24th, Keighley will host and produce Gamescom Opening Night Live, a spectacular industry-wide finale to the Summer Games Festival season. So he's also wrapping things up. So Jeff, I think, has been working on this for a while. I think even before everything with E3, I think he got because I bet you last year he was like, you know what, I didn't like where E3 was heading. I'm out, and I'm going to do this. And Keighley's got the knowledge, the manpower, and the support behind him to do something like this as well. I think he's been wanting to go digital for a long time. It's you're already digital half the time anyways when you're captivating an audience, because no one, from our side at least, is going to Gamescom. We always catch it on the internet, just like a lot of people do. So it's just a different form of catching this entertainment and all this news, and a lot of us are going to catch it that way. So he's like, why not just cater right to it and dive right in? And I think that's what he's done. It's interesting to see where he's taken this thing. What do you guys think?
I personally kind of like this way of handling it because it gives each developer a way of showing their presentation off a 1-to-1 ratio from what they send and what you see. Because a lot of the times we search up these kind of events and we end up watching GameSpot, or we have to try and find a source that was actually on the ground with their set of cameras. Yeah. And then you get 3 different teams that each recorded 3 different things and different angles, and sometimes they don't catch everything. So I think this will just be, in terms of information, a better way of getting it out.
Yeah, I agree. It's sad to see live events go, but like you said, Drew, we don't really typically go there. So I don't think it'll affect us too much.
Oh yeah, we'd love to.
Oh yeah.
Would have loved it. Yeah,
it would have been nice. But now with everything the way that it's going, and because of COVID-19, I think we've seen a huge push now just go complete digital. Ubisoft has already, they just revealed Assassin's Creed, but they're also talking about having their own E3 press conference, right? Sony's going to do the same thing. Xbox is doing something similar. So everybody is now, in the wake of COVID-19, you've seen some companies, I think, be saved from this and not have to worry about E3 and jump into Jeff's format here of being able to show off a little bit. And I'm really kind of thinking about Bethesda in this instance. because I don't think they'd have a complete press conference this year. They were already canceling it out. And then when E3 said, wow, we're just going to close this year and not have an E3 for the first time, I think that made a big difference and allowed them to kind of take a step back and a sigh of relief. And then talk with Jeff, probably go, okay, you know what? We have a little bit, but we didn't have enough to do our own conference. So why don't you just take this bit of news from us?
Yeah. Because they really, I think this year, it's a lot of games are being in development. We'll only get a handful of games this year. Like, we already got the big one, Doom.
Yeah.
And I think that is, it's hard to keep track of all this game. Is the Ghost game by Bethesda? Ghost Satsuma or whatever, Ghost?
No, that's by Sucker Punch. That is a PlayStation exclusive coming out July 19th. July 17th, sorry.
What's that Bethesda
I know which
game?
one you're talking about. It's,
I thought that was the one.
no, Tokyo, isn't it Tokyo Wire or something along that line? Is that one too?
Ghost, something like that.
I know.
But
they announced it last year at their E3 press conference, right? But again, not much was shown on it.
No.
They probably do have more on it this year.
But again, it's probably not coming out. They don't really have much in stakes. They have Fallout 76 Wastelanders up DLC, and then Doom.
Yep.
I don't know. Do they have anything else coming out this year? There's no Elder Scrolls. There's no Skyrim. They have Elder Scrolls Online. Still
Starfield is going to be later too.
Starfield teaser.
They'll have that.
Absolutely going to have a teaser, but they're not going to have anything to release.
No, I wouldn't want to see it this early, anyways.
No, you think? Are we getting Starfield first or Elder Scrolls 6?
It's Starfield.
I heard it was Starfield. Yeah, I heard it was Starfield.
Yeah. I think that, from what I've heard and read there, that's further along development. Like, we are not going to get Elder Scrolls 6 until 2024.
Yeah, well,
honestly, I could see that. Maybe 2023.
Big game. It's their big game, though. Yeah,
they have to. They have to make this thing become another Skyrim that literally everyone talks about it for the next 10 years, because that's what Skyrim did.
Well, hopefully it works this time, because if you were a PS3 fan, it would lock your console up after you're playing it for so long, because if you left the door open or didn't put something back in its place, it would just freeze you out and you'd be fucked.
Oh man, I'm so glad I never had that.
You could never play Skyrim on the PS3 without running into some kind of glitch or problem. And it's just a buggy, janky game. So okay, now Fallout 76 released. Janky, buggy as hell, and a lot of the time, fans in general have been giving Bethesda a pass, going, "Yeah, but it's a Bethesda title, so we expect the bugs." You know what I mean? But honestly, how do you just justify that now? I can't justify it. We don't justify it on anybody right now. You know what I mean?
How long ago did Fallout 4 come out?
Oh man,
like 2016.
At least, right?
Before that.
Like maybe 2015. Wow. Okay, so that's like a long time. And that was kind of their last game. And it had issues again, like really just poor AI kind of things.
Yep.
And Fallout 76, and I played enough of it from the beginning that it was worse than Fallout 4. So that's why, your pass could only go so long. Fallout 4 was an amazing game. The story within it and all the side quests is what made that game sweet.
Yep.
But Fallout 76, it's just like you had no AI, you had a boring story, you had a terrible jank, anyway.
Yeah, that they're gonna have to address some of the larger issues for sure. Like, there's always that notorious, my enemy. I can see enemies' feet from across the horizon, or weird glitches where people are stretching and stuff.
Yeah,
that's okay if it's in a Bethesda game. But what's not okay is real game breaking issues, or no AI whatsoever, or no NPCs in the entire game.
Yeah, but I don't even want that to be okay. I don't want that to be a pass either, right? Like, at this point, we wouldn't let anybody else get away with it. So why are we letting Bethesda get away with it?
The
thing
was huge and we were still talking about it, then maybe, but it just wasn't.
No, and Fallout 4, the thing is, like I said, the story was really good. Skyrim's story was incredible, and the journey you created was what made that game amazing. You could have this jank, but it wouldn't even matter because it was so sweet at the time.
Well, we'll see what happens. But either way, Jeff Keighley planning a whole summer for us, and I'm looking forward to see what he's got, because there's a bunch of stuff coming up too. Because I know IGN is doing something as well. So I'm curious to see what they have up their sleeve. But either way, with with E3 disappearing, you were seeing other companies step up and kind of help out and take over the reins and see more of a digital approach than ever before. But Nate, we got some
this is cool.
Pretty big news from Xbox.
Yeah, all right. So this is about the Xbox Game Pass. This is pretty sweet. So I'm going to read a little blurb here.
Yeah.
With their vision for the future of gaming, Microsoft is focused on creating experiences with gamers and their friends are at the center. A future where gamers can play and explore with their friends anywhere across every device. This morning on our blog, we've released news related to the future of Xbox that includes global data and engagement trends, demonstrating how Xbox Game Pass is connecting people during this time. So this includes, since March, Xbox Game Pass members have added over 23 million friends on Xbox Live, which is a 70% growth in friendship rate. That's huge.
That's crazy.
We got Game Pass members are also playing twice as much and engaging in more multiplayer game sessions, which have increased by 130%. Xbox Game Pass is empowering players and their friends to branch out and discover new games they might not have ever played before. And lastly, after joining Game Pass, people play 40% more games, and more than 90% of the members have played a game they wouldn't have tried without Game Pass, often discovering new genres they have not yet experienced. Those are some pretty big numbers.
Those are big numbers, yeah. And it shows that making the move with Game Pass was one of the smartest things Xbox could have ever done in creating this thing, right? Because it allows people to, as they said, try new games that they never would have in the first place. So you're like, you know what? I don't know what I feel like playing this thing. I've heard it sounds cool. Let's try out this game. Let's go try out that game.
It's like a game rental. It's like a game rental, except you don't have to pick one of 3 games for $8. You spend 15 and you have like 100.
Yeah.
Like 150.
I was gonna say you got more than
that rental every month though, but it works out. I think it's a great idea. I was very skeptical of the Game Pass at the start.
Yeah, me too.
But man, how is it growing? Like when we, Drew, we talked about this probably on our podcast way back in the day, years ago.
Yeah, we did.
Like in the thing, and we're like, I don't know, man. Like, what do they have? Sea of Thieves and Halo 5, Gears 4. Like that's what they had in Halo Wars 2. There you go. 4 games.
Yeah.
So, anyways, at the time, maybe it wasn't the smartest move, but man, look at their library now. They got Red Dead 2 in there.
It's paid off, right?
5.
I think the biggest thing is not only having launch titles exclusively launch day and day with the platform, but also bringing in third parties like Rockstar and other companies that will allow them to expand past their exclusive lineup and grow a bigger audience. You can get anything on this thing, man. From the smallest titles to some of the biggest titles.
Yeah, man. Gears of War 5. Like, I know so many people that wouldn't have even tried it. Not that they wouldn't have tried it, but they wouldn't have bought it for the $100 price tag that comes with it.
Sure.
But instead, it's like, wow, you get it day one with everybody else.
Yeah.
For that little cheaper price, along with all those other games, So.
Well, and there's a lot of curiosity grabs. Like Felix the Reaper is a strange standout to me.
That one didn't stick, man. I didn't like that one.
Bad North, all these little games that I would not have bought just because I'm not a micro gamer. Like I've never been a mobile buyer or anything like that.
Right.
So any of these smaller titles I would have just skipped. But
Slay the Spire.
Slay the Spire was a huge one. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was ridiculous at the house, man.
Yeah.
I saw that one climb a lot. A lot of people playing on that one. Every time you turn around, someone is on my Xbox friends list playing that. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm playing Slay the Spire.
It's cool. It's a cool game.
Yeah, it got and it probably will spur a whole genre of like similar games. Like just as
it really will.
Roguelikes are getting big, that'll
get
big later on too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty cool though. I'm happy for Xbox, the Game Pass. I'm glad that it's succeeding at such a good rate.
But do you remember back in the day where you used to actually go to the store and rent a game?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, I used to work at Blockbuster.
I worked at Blockbuster.
So to see Game Pass,
of course you did.
Yeah, I know. To see Game Pass now kind of fill that void, that's a pretty smart move. Man, I've got Game Pass. It's cool day and day. Like even with the amount of games we get there's still some games we don't, and to have that as a backup is always cool to see what else comes out, and you never know what you're gonna play.
We reviewed a few really good gems on the Game Pass. Honestly, we're just like, well, what do we do? And then we picked this one.
Yeah. Well, and I just discovered that I have it on PC as well, and I just figured out how to access it. And now I'm blown away by the games that I have on that too.
You got Gears Tactics, man. That just came out Wednesday, and that is an amazing tactics style game.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a ton of big ones.
Yep. Scott, why did you clean us up here? Because I think that's the last bit of news. I think is with you. Yeah.
Just about.
Yep.
We have Battlefield is being worked on. Battlefield will be back in 2021, they say, for the PS5 and the Series X. This one is rumored to be in the modern era. And that's just what I've heard. The developer DICE has confirmed in a statement to IGN, the Swedish studio said, that support for Battlefront, I'm paraphrasing here, support for Battlefront 2 and Battlefield 5 has slowly been winding down. They're about done with those games, and they want to focus on the future of Battlefield for a new game set to release in 2021. The studio has split efforts between the two series since Battlefront came back in 2015. That's interesting because I don't know. I have not heard anything about a Battlefront game, but maybe they're going full tilt into this Battlefield. That would make sense with the new console.
Yeah, absolutely.
This new Battlefield game was announced in October 2019, at which time publisher EA said that the game would launch in the company's year 2022, the fiscal year 2022, which runs from April 2021 to March 2022.
So November 2021.
Yeah, holiday season, right? That's what they're absolutely aiming for. The usual. They always launch at that time period. It's holiday season, and they typically go up against the Call of Duty. And honestly, they never favor ahead of Call of Duty. It's always Call of Duty first, and then Battlefield. But a lot of people do still prefer Battlefield. I know, Scott, you're a big Battlefield guy.
I've fallen off though. It's
exactly.
It's weird. It's very strange the way these rivalries can change in the course of a generation. Battlefield 1 was absolutely mind-blowing. Set the bar by far. Battlefield 5 has been
well, clearly it's not doing that great. They're already stopping support on it, and Star Wars Battlefront 2 has been out for like a year or two longer than that game. Like they're cutting them both at the same time, and it's like a year or two older.
And that was the one that was supporting them for the longest time was Battlefront 2. Like that game actually was raking in players and money, and
so
they really turned that game around.
What does EA have now? That's the thing. If they're cutting off support now for both of their Battlefront and Battlefield titles, Anthem's not surviving. What do they have? Madden, FIFA, anything else?
Sports games,
right? They're surviving off of sports games for sure.
Oh, I'm just trying to think.
They're working on Star Wars Jedi 2.
Well, yeah,
Dragon
of course
Age, Mass Effect, both of which, if they could do it right, could really make a lot of money. But those are two huge games, man. Mass Effect, oh my.
Yeah, the last Dragon Age was Inquisition, right?
Yeah, and it wasn't bad. It was good. It just wasn't.
I never got into it. It
wasn't next level. Yeah, I couldn't get into it quite either. The combat didn't really do me in.
No, yeah, it was
and
never.
The story was just kind of. It was cool, but just not.
Yeah, Dragon Age has never clicked for me at all, to be honest.
I love the first one, man. Holy
Did you? I'm not surprised. But I'm curious to see what EA is going to do now. Like, so we obviously know that they're working on Anthem 2.0 version. They've got a lot of work to do to save that freaking title, which is honestly a huge disappointment. Our buddy Steve is still playing that game. I have completely fallen off, not going back until they do the 2.0 update to see what it's all about. But I still follow the subreddit, and people are still posting pictures. But I'm like, man, it's all the same stuff over and over and over again. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. I can't. I got other things.
You want to do this Cataclysm? It's the fourth one, and it's the same exact area.
No, I do not want to do that. Right?
I have a bit of news at the end of this though that I want to just touch on.
Yeah, for sure.
This is again, we were talking about that swings back and forth between the being COD very popular and then Battlefield being very popular,
sure.
I think Battlefield might actually swing back now because DICE has studios in Stockholm, Sweden, and Los Angeles. The DICE LA studio is the one that has responsibilities for this game, and it's being run by the Respawn co-founder, Vince Zampella. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So that gives me a lot of hope. I'm big fans of Respawn.
Well, so you saw later in the year Vince leave the Respawn the group kind of thing after taking very well strides with the Jedi Fallen Order and moving over to the new studio so he could help out here. And if you heard, Scott, that there's rumors of a modern day Battlefield, do you think we're going to see a touch of a bit of a Titanfall spin on this?
Well, the future is almost
Battlefield.
Now.
What is it? What was that game?
The
original's good one. Like the
Modern Combat?
No. My goodness, it's like Bad Company. That's the word.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I know people who are still diehard Bad Company fans. I think they might be working in the midst of a Battlefield game like that. Bad Company 3 or whatever the hell it is.
That would be really cool. I would not be disappointed by that at all.
That's my prediction.
But
Nice.
The other ways, the Battlefield games tend to be set in the near future. So you could very well put some proper space combat in that.
Oh man, that'd be
scary, but or at least
I'm just interested because Battlefield has that kind of slower, methodical, large-scale warfare, and Titanfall isn't like that. So I'm just curious to know.
But I think they'll pick up this pace of combat though. Like the speed will probably be quick of running around and shooting.
Okay.
I think they'll probably try and lighten it a bit to keep up with the other kind of shooters that are out there. All the battle royales are really fast. And even Battlefield 5 tried to do a battle royale itself, which I don't even know if it runs still. They were canceling.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure it survived, but
they got rid of doubles and they got rid of anyway.
Yeah, and then there was only one game mode. Yeah, it's they're definitely learning. So I think we'll see something more in line with Apex, that kind of fighting.
Yeah, I could see that absolutely,
cool.
especially now that Vince is there as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's move on to Next Gen Watch. PS5's new PlayStation Store user interface allows you to browse and try every game instantly, playable within seconds, with no traditional downloading required, no waiting before you decide to purchase the full game and download it as normal. Now this is rumored.
Really good.
It was a rumor I found over on Twitter. So I thought this is just an interesting little take on. Because honestly, the PlayStation Store is needed. It was rough as hell when it launched on the PS3. I don't find it all that better on the PlayStation 4. I still find it clunky and slow as molasses.
It is kind of clunk.
Oh man, it's so bad. I'm not a big fan of the store. So to see a new update would be awesome. And to have this
that live theme in the background
as well. And I want to add in too. So we also had rumors. We actually had leaks of the Last of Us Part 2 story plots, some major leaks, and there's been an update that Sony's identified the individuals responsible for the Last of Us Part 2 leaks, saying they were not affiliated with Sony or Naughty Dog.
Wow.
Yeah. So
it kind of flies in the face of the narrative that was put out before this, which was like Naughty Dog corporation culture being under fire.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to lead into a question after this, but user interface, I think, being updated and the ability to try the game. So this is, again, getting back to that whole sense of everybody's moving into a streaming platform moving forward. Like you got Stadia, obviously, you got PlayStation Now, you got Game Pass, and we've got Project xCloud where we're streaming games. Hell, I was just on it yesterday on my phone playing Project xCloud. I played Forza, I played Rally, and what else did I play? I think I played something else too. And I was just in there kind of just browsing around and seeing how it was working compared to my Stadia. And I was having a good time. But man, like they're moving so fast and rapidly now. The ability to test out a game. What do you get? 10, 15 minutes, an hour? Like what do you're not going to get like...
I hope it's at least an hour. You need at least an hour to really try anything, man. If some of these games you have like a half an hour cutscene at the beginning.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid opens up. It's just a giant ass cutscene for 10 minutes.
Yeah, or you customize your character for an hour or something.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like they're like It's really cool. They need to do this with Game Pass doing as well as it is.
Yeah, this is, I think, is a smart step moving forward for Sony. But again, this is rumors, so we're not 100% sure if this is actually going to happen. But all in all, it's a pretty cool idea. Now let's get into Naughty Dog and their whole situation, and the fact that they leaked spoilers were leaked of The Last of Us Part 2. I don't understand why anybody would want to do this. I guess if you're pissed off at your boss or whatever it was, but if they're not affiliated with Naughty Dog, then I'm kind of questioning on who did this. Man, because honestly, it fucks up everybody who is looking forward to the game, like me. So when I saw that little bit of tidbit, I kind of shied away, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta read it to find out what's going on. So I dove in, but I was thankful there was nothing. It was just an update on what's going on. At the same time, how do you guys feel about spoilers? Are you okay with getting spoiled, or do you hate being a story plot kind of being told to you and ruined?
I hate it.
I hate spoilers.
Yeah, there's often a lot of the time you spend the time in a piece of medium, or if you think of any time you've really been blown away by something, it's generally on a blind playthrough. You had no idea it was that good, and you played it. You were like, "Holy crap!" I discovered Fallout that way. All right, so
nice.
It's I can't go with any sort of story spoiler. That really bothers me.
I'm not a big fan either.
I can't handle it, man. Sometimes like you spend years watching something or building up to something, and then some, no offense, an asshole just has the nerve to talk about it. Like, I don't know, man. You're in like a different mindset if you're the person that just openly talks about spoilers. Like, it's not.
Which is like a cascade effect, though, because of all these spoilers now. Luckily, people have been pretty respectable of these ones online. It's something about gamers being so close to the internet that they know to put up spoiler warnings and stuff. But there's going to be a whole spin-off of people that, we have to be so careful around Drew that we don't tell him anything about the game, because I've seen him. I know what it is. I can't mention it. I want to. But I also can't, I don't want to be that person.
No, well, I also messaged the group, us. And I'd say you all be fired if you want to use spoiled this on me. It is, as you can tell, I hate spoilers. There's nothing worse than someone completely fucking up the entire story for you, because I've had that done. Like I was playing, and I'm gonna call out my cousin. My cousin did this to me. All right, so I was playing Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. And there's a pivotal point. If you haven't played it by now, well, then whatever.
Yeah, but I think you got like a good couple-year window.
Yeah, I think so, right? So you got Snake and then Boss meet up, and then you find out the whole situation with her. And he spoiled the whole thing. And I was, like, honestly, I was probably 20 minutes out from getting to that part. And I didn't touch the game for 6 months. Man. I just didn't go back to it. I literally put it down, walked away for 6 months. Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite Metal Gear game of all time. And I walked away for 6 months because it was spoiled to me. And I hate that shit. I will never spoil or give a plot twist away for anything, for anybody. I hate being the one to ruin anything because, like you said, Scott, it's that blind playthrough that keeps building that excitement of what's going to happen next. Man. But when you know what happens next, it's just not the same, man. It's all taken away from you, right? And you're like, well I already know what's going to happen.
I like how you were very delicate in that, even though you brought it up and then we're like, I don't want to spoil it. And then you didn't actually spoil it. So I like that. But even just small details. Like, can you imagine, I'm going to give away a small one, how long that river is?
Yes.
In that Metal Gear game?
I know.
Can you imagine if somebody told you how long that is? Or how long the ladder is up to the top of the mountain?
Oh, dude, that part was so...
I don't even want to know that part.
Exactly. I don't want any spoilers.
There for psychological...
It's all about building up the story and your playthrough experience. So if you go through these moments already knowing, it's just not quite the same, man. Like, honestly, this will be featured on YouTube, on our YouTube page. So if you have a comment about spoilers, please leave us a comment in the description box below and stuff like that. I'd love to hear your thoughts on spoilers, because I know some people are like, it doesn't really bother me. I don't really care. I just want to play and have my experience. But
I'm gonna call it Danielle, man. She'll read the end of a book, watch, like, she doesn't care about spoilers. She needs to know.
Really?
It's that burning curiosity.
That's right, I'm calling you, Danny.
No.
She won't spoil it for other people, though. She's not that. She just likes to know for herself. She just needs to know. She needs to know.
There are some people that I know will go, "Oh, I'll just tell you about this little part." I'm like, "No, I don't want to know about anything." But no, it's just this one part. I'm like, "No, shut the fuck up. I don't want to know." But it happens, man. It happens. But when people leak something like The Last of Us Part 2, where the first one had such an impact on a lot of us, a lot of gamers, the way the story opens, and then at the end of the story, and you're like, holy shit. Like, the last thing I want to know, honestly, I didn't even want to watch the trailers for The Last of Us Part 2, because I wanted to go in completely blind. So for someone just to leak that...
That's funny.
For fans...
Funny you mentioned trailers.
Well, trailers are sometimes a big giveaway, right?
I don't even watch movie trailers anymore because they show too much of the movie. And it's true of video games now, too. It's like, I don't want to know anything. I just want to jump in.
Yeah, it's
true.
It's a sensitive topic for a lot of us, and some of us are okay with it, and some of us are not. And I'm one of those in the boat of don't say fuck all.
Yeah. So don't spoil anything in the comments below. Table them.
I might have just opened up a whole can of worms there.
Low details stories, please.
Yeah. Nate, I thought we'd kind of highlight a game that we've been playing. You want to wrap up this part, and then we'll get into what we've been playing.
All right, so we've been playing Green Hell.
Yep.
Which is a pretty cool survival game currently on Steam. But it's apparently getting a story mode, a PvE mode, and console release in 2020. Well, it's already got story mode. Is it full or is it not the full story? Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a full story, but it's going to have a co-op story mode, which I don't think is the situation right now on PC, right?
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at reading, apparently. So,
man,
the co-op story. That's really cool,
right
man.
there for you.
Oh, man.
I'm good at paraphrasing because I'd rather not read.
I'm not good. So, okay, do you want to read the little blurb that we got?
Yeah, read it up. Because it's exciting, I think, honestly, for the developers behind Green Hell, because when it first launched, it didn't exactly take off. But the minute they added co-op, it literally blew up on Twitch and on Steam.
Yeah, man. Oh, it's a wicked 4-player co-op game, man. Damn. It's a lot of fun. But okay, earlier this month on April 6th, Green Hell skyrocketed up to Steam and Twitch charts when Creepy Jar released the game's much-anticipated co-op mode. More players than ever prepared to take on the perils of the Amazon rainforest, and now Creepy Jar is updating the community on its further plans for 2020 with an updated roadmap detailing Green Hell's next editions. So we have co-op story mode, like we mentioned, new constructions, achievements, PvE mode, and console editions.
Yeah.
So this will be available on PS4 and Xbox One later this year. That's pretty cool, man. But my concern is I've played with a controller, and man, compared to mouse and keyboard, it is so much slower and difficult. Man.
I wonder.
It is like a night and day difference.
Is it really?
But yeah, it is. But Arc has come a really long way with their controller, and I playing Arc. It was pretty smooth. So I think you kind of replicate something like that. That'll definitely smoothen it up, I think. And people will be more enticed to play it because, like I said, dude, it's rough on controller right now. Not to harp on it, but oof.
No, that's fair, right? Because they've always obviously been developing it for PC with a strong focus just for Steam at the moment. And I think what they've seen is with the lead up to co-op, and it's suddenly just exploding with everybody jumping on and playing together, that, you know what, maybe we're making enough money now that we should port it over to consoles. And if they're going to do it in 2020, I wonder if it's going to have that Xbox smart delivery service of then taking it over to Xbox Series X.
Hey, that would be really cool. I would love that because, man, this game on max settings looks really good versus low settings. So,
absolutely. And right now, I think it's only $25 US, so it's
probably
around
$30 Canadian. It's
$30 Canadian for us. So, I don't know. I just want to mention that everybody check out Green Hell. We've been having a great time with it, and probably get into a Let's Play. If not, follow us over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/theofficialitg. We're there. We've been streaming that for a while. And a bunch of others.
Single player.
Yeah. We've been. Yeah, you have, Scott?
Yep. I got a playthrough going right now, and it's whooping my ass.
Nice. On ITG_Savage, you can find him over on Twitch. Now, guys, let's wrap up our podcast as we always do. What are you guys playing?
A lot of Predator, man. Holy crap. That's my week got overcome by Predator.
That's right. Yeah. Warzone Predator.
Yeah, I play a little bit of Warzone actually. Now that you mentioned that,
I saw that, and I was like,
man, it's fun. It's just not really like, I don't know, man. It's not for me. I'll play a couple matches just to shoot the shit with my friends, but like to like get hardcore and to buy the battle pass.
This guy got so excited about Call of Duty Mobile getting Battle Royale.
That's funny, yeah.
Yeah. I burnt out, man, with Apex. I played so much and grinded that so much. I can't. To go in for another 10 minutes, loot, and die, it's the same thing over and over. I'd rather go in Predator and then maybe kill them and then die. Do the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. What else you played? Was that it?
Man, review stuff. We played the Dreadful Nautical, and you can catch our review there and find out how good of a game that was.
Yeah, you could.
I don't know. That's pretty much it, though, man. Like Predator, and
there's nothing wrong with that, man. Predator's kind of been taking us by storm.
Yeah, I got it on. You guys got me to buy it, and then I can't even play with you.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to happen, right? Yeah, the crossplay is busted right now. Ilphonics is working on it, but the idea was for all of us to do a live stream together as a private lobby. So we could all swap out and be the Predator, hunt each other down, and have a blast. But at the moment, that's not really working the way we wanted it to. But yeah, have you dove in at all, Scott?
I've played a lot of Predator now. Yeah, I think I'm like 14 or 16 or something. So It's been quite a bit. But yeah, that game's a lot of fun, and it's easy just to if one round goes really fast, just to jump in for one more.
Yeah, and have you been playing solo or you've been playing with somebody?
Just me and Andrew. So I've had one person on the human side that is a friend that I partner up with. So that's good. I've been talking to the team as well. People get mad on that game if you don't talk in the party chat, but then I find a lot of PlayStation people that just don't. So
yeah, no, that's fair.
It's a mix.
What else are you playing, Scott?
Some Green Hell for I wound up getting to the single player because we were playing quite a bit of survival. So I had to know, kind of how to play. I was trying to learn some new things, and yeah, Green Hell is really cool. I'm trying to think of the what if I look at my dashboard here?
Space Engineers.
Yeah, we have Space Engineers for review. I was playing a lot of Arborea for review. That dominated a couple days, intensely. Someday You'll Return. That's our review game coming up. I've jumped into End Zone, World Apart. That's another review game coming up in the future.
Yeah, I haven't jumped on that yet.
Complicated, so yeah, definitely do the tutorials on that one.
Man.
I played some Last Oasis, which is a really cool game. That's,
nice. Another survival game. A unique twist though to that one, eh?
Yeah, all about building this weird walker land ship to cross the desert and stuff. It's really cool.
Huh.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you?
I've been jumping into Predator, obviously. Playing a lot of that. Playing some Siege. Jumped into Sea of Thieves, actually, as well.
Nice.
We set out, did one mission. So it was me, Kyle, Ben, and Floral Dutches on, as he's been in our stream lately, too. Obviously, on Mondays, helping us with the Gears 5 playthrough. But yeah, we jumped on there. We did one mission, and we're like, we're gonna do another one. And we're like, I don't know. Yeah, sure. So we started another one. Got trolled, as you often do in Sea of Thieves. So once that ended, we then tried to finish the mission. We got to the final boss. We just couldn't figure it out properly. So at that point, it's now 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, okay, I'm out of here.
So, that sucks.
Oh man, I was so mad because we were right there. We were done, and then so we were playing with Kyle. Kyle's power drops. He can't then rejoin our group. It wouldn't let him back in. Man, it was just like, what's going on? It was just, it just kind of, it started off well, and then it just went right downhill, man. It's like, damn it. But either way, I want to get back into Sea of Thieves. They've got the new story modes and stuff out, and Kyle and Ben and them have been grinding that out pretty good. I just haven't had the time to jump in as much as I'd like to with them. But either way, I jumped into Red Dead because we were doing some work on Red Dead stuff, and I kind of got that bug to go back, but well, I don't know if I can.
Screwed, didn't you?
No, not Red Dead Online. Red Dead Online can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is broken. It's just broken. I jumped in because the other day I bounced between like 5 games. I wasn't sure what I want to play. You guys hit me up. Want to play Siege? I'm like, I'm burnt out on Siege at the moment. Actually, I need a break. I'm gonna play something else. And I say that, and then we played like last night, and then I played again today. So I was only burnt for the day, I think, on Siege. But either way, I thought I'd jump into Red Dead. I wanted to go and just kind of chill out, relax, and do my own thing. So we get on there, or I got on there, and you can load in at your camp. Well, I load in, my camp's not even there. And that set the bar right there for the game, and I'm like, I'm out. I can't even get to my camp. And all I wanted to do was go to Crypts with hunting. Yeah, I just want to go chill out and shoot some stuff and bring it back to Crypts and get him back up and running and operational. But they still have not fixed the camp.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh man, it is so busted. I can't be bothered. But the story player campaign of it all, it is so polished, man. I just
Morgan,
dude.
man. Arthur Morgan.
Arthur Morgan is awesome, right? And I was doing some gameplay coverage for the show. And I kind of got that little bit of a bug. And then Kyle's like, yeah, I wrapped up the story for it. I'm like, damn. All right, how long did that take you? He was like 135 hours. And I went, oh. But yeah, we'll see. So I've been doing that. I'm still playing PUBG Mobile every day. I'll play a round or two. Crystal's got the battle pass, and she's completely finished that thing, I think, at this point. And I didn't even bother with the battle pass. I didn't like it, so I said forget it. The new one should be coming out here shortly, so we'll see how that goes. Looking for Rainbow Six new battle pass. I want to see what they're doing, what they've learned from the last one, if they're going to implement.
They didn't learn anything, man. They're doing the exact same format. I'm sorry to say.
No, you're probably right.
Exact same.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same.
No, you're probably right. Absolutely right.
They're a little bit greedy, and they're going to capitalize on it.
That sucks. That sucks. And then I started a game for review called Pirate Outlaws, which is a pirate card game, actually, and I'm having a good time with that and working on that. And then I've got the other one, the End Zone, for review this week as well. I want to get into some VR, but I don't see that happening, to be honest, right now. But
yeah,
I don't know. I've
some good stuff.
Been playing a lot of stuff. There's no shortage of things to play. Oh, and I jumped on No Man's Sky the other day too with my brother.
Oh yeah.
He's deep. He is so deep into that game. I'm like, man, I'm right at the beginning, still on like tutorials to get into the game. I'm like, I got some work to catch up before I get to you. He's like, yeah, go finish your shit and then see me. I'm like, all right, fine. So I don't know if that'll ever happen. But he just picked up Predator, so I'll be hanging out again with him a lot more, playing some Predator as well. That'd be fun. I'm looking forward to doing that. But yeah, I think that'll wrap up this episode of Inside Scoop Gamecast 94. Man, oh man, boys, it's been a busy week. We've got some more editing to do, so why don't we wrap it up? And we'll be back on Monday with Gears 5 on twitch.tv/theofficialitg. Me, Nate, and hopefully Luke will join us. But until then, we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See ya.